Look at this.
They literally cannot move. Look at that. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Bro. It's still going. DE. What were you thinking? Well, keep in mind, too, we've got Arcane Rage. Look at that. Dude, without your roar, it's still doing like 17. Oh my god, dude. I shot one time. What the hell? Like, you could kind of like close your eyes halfway and take a breather. Look at this. I shot one bullet, dude. Bro.
Yeah, I know.
Bro. Everything just works so well. And the arcane hotshot, right? You get an exclamation point. Sometimes it can crank all the way up to ×2. But yeah, arcane rage, everything, like, it's just insane damage.
That one enemy had 54 heat procs. That's crazy.
Now, I'm sure by now, by the time this video goes up, you have already seen tons and tons of videos about how OP this sniper is and how, you know, how hard they're glazing it online. And to be honest, it's well deserved. This is by far one of the most unique weapons we've received in Warframe in a really long time. The comparison to Cloud Strike from Destiny 2 is super valid. That's something I immediately noticed, and the interaction, the unique trait is really, really fun. Clearly, there are tons of ways you can kind of break it in a, you know, not a non-literal sense where you can kind of make the interaction happen more than a few times. You can cause it to spam itself. I'm not going to be the only one uploading a video on like how to abuse it. Obviously, there's tons of videos online. But if you're watching this for some reason and you don't know what the unique trait does, it creates a conductive area around the target with a chance to spawn up to 3 lightning strikes on a random enemy target. Strike damage scales with mods, so it scales with basically everything. Punch through is also very good here because, again, you can shoot one shot and that shot can hit multiple enemies, triggering this trait different instances. Also, blast is affecting this trait as well. So when blast is going off and kills an enemy, right, when they die and all their blast stacks go off, it's like re-triggering it like crazy. As you saw in the gameplay, you can shoot one bullet, and the blast that you're getting from Null Star, in this case from Nova, it's triggering the unique trait over and over and over again. Okay, it's very, very powerful, very, very fun. But, however, in the gameplay as well, it is not a KPM machine. Playing solo with this build, it's not going to, you know, blow your hair back with the amount of kills per minute you're getting. It's just not going to be the case. And this is going to be a weapon that people use for fun, and that's okay. Not everything needs to be Araxia or Saren Sobek meta or, you know, whatever, shooting enemies through walls, right? Not everything has to be like that. This weapon is very, very fun. You should absolutely farm it. But circling back to the build, we have this. You'll notice I have absolutely no crit chance. I have no mod other than Primary Acuity and Galvanized Scope, which obviously are adding a hidden value here. So with Primary Acuity and the way the unique trait works, it is picking up all that extra crit chance and applying it to the lightning strikes. So multi-shot is really not your friend here. It does pick up on multi-shot, but considering how much damage you can really pump out, I think the highest red crit I saw was around 73 million, and that 73 million is dished out to multiple enemies if it procs, is crazy. So there's no reason to really be running anything other than Primary Acuity. We're also going all in on just pure electricity. The reason why you're seeing this in red and then this is a different number is because my Nova has 2 Tau electricity violet shards, and of course we're going to go over the Nova build shortly, but that is why you're seeing just pure electricity and why there's 2 values here, because this is the value with and then without those shards. It's a charge weapon, and it benefits from punch through. This is a must use. If you don't have prime shred, use normal shred. Target acquired is a personal choice of mine. Primary deadhead gives you 30%. This gives you another 60%. You're only shooting for heads, and those electricity strikes aim for the head. Side note, special little bonus, if you use evade from Side 09, those lightning strikes will re-trigger the timer. So you can shoot one enemy, and then those lightning strikes will add additional time to your evade timer, basically giving you permanent invis. It's extremely powerful. This weapon is awesome. It is, like I said, it's like one of the best weapons they've ever released. It's very, very cool. Of course, you're running a Bane. Now, the Bane is really nice because, again, we're having electricity. And with Nova, and you'll see in the build, her Null Star is not only dealing blast, which is helping with the trait, but also applying heat. And those heat dots benefit from the Bane as well, because when you're shooting them, it's all working together because they're all affected by those statuses. So if they have the status on them and then you shoot them, it's going to benefit from that. Vital Sense, obviously, and then Galvanized Scope. Some people may not have the Galvanized mods. They've been out for a while. You should probably have them by now. This is also a must use. Again, it's helping reach those red crits with exclamation points. Sometimes I was getting the 2 exclamation points. So it's very, very powerful. And then, of course, the Riven. It is not necessary by any means. You could take it out and it hardly makes a difference in the build. The Riven is just, you know, because I really, really wanted it, because I saw how insane this weapon was, and I wanted to get it before the price skyrocketed, which currently right now people are selling unrolled for like 4,000 platinum. So if you don't have one now, it's pretty much out of reach, unless you get lucky and you pull one out of your ass from, you know, a normal Riven mod that you unlock. Like I said, I would avoid multi-shot. I would also avoid crit chance because you really don't need it. I would go for crit damage, an element. In this case, we're doing electricity. And then if I could get an extra stat in here, I would go for either fire rate or raw damage. That's what I would go. And then any non-hurtful negative. In this case, I got lucky and I got sim. So, and of course, I did roll this myself. Yeah, 130 rolls, ridiculous for something this minor. But yeah, and then of course, Vigilant Supplies. This is giving you a little bit extra crit chance as well. And then of course, keeping your ammo topped off because it doesn't have that much ammo. It's like maximum is 72, and then the magazine is 16. So it's, you know, it's only got a handful of shots there. But with this, you're not gonna have any issues. So this is the build. Again, we don't really need much status either because it's a crit chance, crit damage weapon. So yeah, this weapon's insane. Now, as I said, with the Nova build, I do have 2 Violet Shards. These Violet Shards are giving me extra primary electricity damage. And then for each additional Violet, right? So for this, I get +2 here, which is 30. And then another 15 because it's also a Crimson Shard here. So there's a lot of extra electricity damage being acquired through these Archon Shards. The other one is, of course, Duration, because I just like a nice round number. And then the casting speed, right? So Nova is obviously a very heavy caster frame. And if you aren't going to put natural talent in your build, which I recommend you don't, throw in this Archon Shard. It doesn't have to be a Tau, but giving her some extra casting speed will just make your life a lot better. Now for the build. Growing power, because we are applying a lot of statuses, which is going to increase our ability strength. Okay. Primary or primed sure-footed, right? We don't want to get knocked over. Arcane Hotshot. This is a relatively new arcane. I don't know what the price is now. If you don't have it maxed out, you can buy it. I know it was very expensive at the time of when it dropped, but basically you gain extra crit chance 6 times 50. So, you know, it's like 300% extra crit chance for heat status procs, basically. And where are we getting the heat? From Nova. Neutron Star. her first ability will apply heat and then also blast, right? Those two elements that are benefiting, reducing enemy armor, but also allowing the blast procs to stagger enemies, cause the unique trait from the sniper to proc multiple times. And then, of course, activating Arcane Hotshot is giving you even more crit chance for that sniper, which was allowing you to not have to run any crit chance mods like Critical Delay or Arcane Avenger or anything to help bring it up, right? It's going to give itself crit chance in the reds because of the Arcane, the Galvanize mod, and of course, Primary Acuity. And then, of course, we have Adaptation, we have Blind Rage. This is sort of a flex slot. I like Health Conversion because it gives you a lot of extra armor for Nova, since her armor is pretty bad. You do have a little bit of shields and health. And then, of course, you have Rolling Guard. But this extra armor, I was using it at the time. I had Arcane Battery in here, which, depending on how much armor you have, right, it would bolster your energy supply. This is probably something you can take out now and just like put Rolling Guard there and put like maybe some other mod. If you do want to put in Prime Flow, you absolutely can, or you can put in Equilibrium and take out this purple shard and put another one in, increasing your damage. It's totally up to you. You really don't need it anymore, but at one time I was using it alongside for Arcane Battery. Lastly, too, we have Arcane Rage. This is a whole nother damage multiplier for your weapon. That's why, you were seeing tons and tons and tons of damage across all the enemies, and when you're shooting them in the head, right, on headshot, you just give yourself more primary damage to that sniper. It's very, very good. Archon Vitality is a must-use here because, again, you're getting the heat procs and you're getting tons and tons of heat procs on those enemies, all the way up 50 to 100 if they can even live that long. And then Archon Stretch, right, we don't have any electricity here, but your companion, which I use the Dierga, is proccing it thanks to Coil. Forget the mod, but it's Coil something, and it is causing the enemies to be zapped, which is again activating energy regen, which is very nice. This is the Nova build, right? Again, flex mods, whatever you want to put there. But I would recommend putting Rolling Guard just because with Null Star and the low shield and just a little bit of health thanks to this mod, she can be squishy if you're not, keeping the one up. So put whatever you want there. Nova is absolutely amazing, and with this weapon, it makes her look and feel and behave, just everything is just much better. And you're gonna see this weapon get glazed for a long time, and I think it's deserved because it's super unique. It's reminiscent to Destiny, and honestly, it's something that I've been wanting Warframe to collab with for a long time, is some other game studio and like bring a weapon from their game into Warframe and vice versa. And this is the closest we've ever got to that, right? This sniper is not only a sniper, but it behaves almost identically to the Cloud Strike from Destiny 2. It feels amazing. It's very fun. Go get this weapon. If you watch till the end, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for letting me yak in your ear. If you made it this far, be sure to go to my channel and go enter into my Caliban Prime giveaway. It is sponsored by DE. The instructions on how to enter are in the video description, as well as it's also explained in the video itself. It's completely free. You don't have to do anything other than just like leave a comment with the required words in there. So go check out that video. Leave a like if you like this video as well, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.